After starting university, I took up a part-time job working the night shift at a convenience store. Due to my class schedule, I primarily worked on weekend nights. It was generally a calm job, where I spent most of my time at the cash register or restocking shelves. Recently, I also began handling the store's delivery service, which increased the number of opportunities I had to deliver products outside the store at night. A few classmates worked at the same place, so there was always someone to talk to. One Friday night, after returning from a break, I started my shift. The store closes at 2 a.m. and considering cleaning and closing tasks, we usually wrap up by 1:30 a.m. That day, it was around 11:45 p.m. when I decided to start cleaning a bit early. It was just me and two other colleagues working that night, one of whom had just returned from an outdoor errand, and the other was about to go on break. While cleaning, the phone at the register rang. Picking up, I was greeted by an elderly woman on the other end asking if we were still open. I explained we couldn't take large orders, but basic shopping was fine. She was okay with that and listed a few items she needed, along with the delivery address. About 20 minutes later, I had the items ready, packed them in a bag and mounted my bike. The destination was about a 15-minute ride away. At one signal, the car in front of me suddenly stopped. After waiting for a while and seeing no movement, I honked lightly. The car didn't move, so I decided to bypass it, but just as I did, the car suddenly sped off. I was annoyed but chalked it up to someone playing a prank and continued on my way. However, I soon noticed that car parked by the roadside with its lights off, which gave me an uneasy feeling. Throughout the rest of the ride, I kept checking my mirrors to see if it was following me. Eventually, I turned into the long driveway of the designated address surrounded by trees. Upon reaching the destination, I parked my bike, checked the items, and rang the doorbell. After a short wait, an elderly gentleman came out and asked what I was doing there. I explained about the delivery from the convenience store and confirmed the address with him, but he said he hadn't ordered anything. I apologized and returned to my bike, figuring it was just a misunderstanding or a prank. Leaving the gentleman's driveway, I called my coworker to double-check the address. As I did, I was blinded by bright headlights coming from the opposite direction. It was so bright that I honestly couldn't tell what was happening. I braked, waiting for the car to turn off its lights or change its path, but after a while, it was clear it wasn't going to move. The road was narrow and dark, making it hard to navigate around. Eventually, I decided to wait for the other vehicle to make a move. After several quiet minutes, the car completely turned off its lights. I tried to adjust my eyes to the darkness to locate the car ahead but couldn't see it. Cautiously, I started to drive down the driveway again, wary of the car potentially coming at me again. Suddenly, I saw the car still with its lights off, parked right in the middle of the road. I realized it must have followed me without my noticing. Unable to see inside the car, I grew anxious about the possibility of malicious intent. Then the driver's door opened, and a person stepped out, walking towards me. As he approached my bike, he started waving his hand, gesturing for me to come closer. At this moment, I can't deny feeling terrified. However, trying to keep calm, I slightly approached to understand his intentions. As I did, He silently walked around my bike and eventually stopped at the rear. Trying to see what he was doing, or why he was just standing there, was difficult from my mirrors. At that moment, looking forward, the other doors of my bike opened, and 3 more individuals started sprinting towards me. My adrenaline spiked, and in a panic I quickly turned my bike around and sped off. Dodging their car and several obstacles, I managed to get back on the main road. Looking back, there were no other cars, but I could clearly see the car starting to follow me. I had thought they would only stop in a more secluded area, but a few seconds later, they turned into a side road. I went back to work and told my colleagues everything. They strongly advised me to report to the police, though I had little helpful information to provide. The police arrived, took a formal statement, and left just before the store closed. The next day, I was shocked to hear that 3 men had been arrested the previous night in the same driveway I was in, targeting another delivery person. It seems the elderly gentleman had call of police when they attempted to deliver goods he hadn't ordered. Apparently, they had been using the secluded driveway as part of a scheme to lure and attack delivery workers at night. Fortunately, while the 4th perpetrator managed to escape into the darkness, no further information on him was obtained in the following days. I could hardly believe such an incident happened to me, but I'm proud of how quickly I was able to respond and grateful for my safety. This event undoubtedly made my job more stressful, but I was able to switch to daytime shifts shortly thereafter. I sincerely hope the last escapee is caught. As long as he remains free, it's unnerving to think how many others might experience similar terrifying situations.